Thank you.
There is a process.
Madam Speaker, thank you very much.
When I name you Mr. Prosi, I don't get annoyed.
No problem. Madam, the rules are very protective of the presiding officer, but also a bit restrictive. The procedure issue I am raising,
Which role?
the one that does not allow presiding officer to debate. So the procedure, can I raise the procedure and then say the rule? The procedure issue, Madam Speaker, we have had generals, some members of this House, some former members of this House, including General late now Pecos Kutesa, who was an MP in the last parliament, the Honorable General Matayo Charigonza. They have written books explaining how they were throwing bombs in Kampala. Madam Speaker, why shouldn't an MP ask if they are not the ones doing so, because they have confessed having thrown bombs in Kampala? In their books.
Which book is that?
The one of General Pecot, that's the one of, the one of Pecos Kutesa is Uganda's revolution, 1979, 1986.
Are we in 1979, you know?
We are talking about the same people who were throwing bombs. They are now the ones in charge of security. So the procedure issue I am raising, Madam Speaker, is whether it will not be appropriate for those generals to come here either through a minister, explain to Parliament and ask them if they have abandoned that bad manner of throwing bombs, which they have done and confessed that they have done. If you allow me tomorrow, I'll bring copies of those two books, one by General Pecos Kutesa, another one by General Chari Gonza. In the one of General Pecos Kutesa, he said his role was to make sure that people in Kampala go to sleep at 3, and they are now the ones in charge of security.
So what is the procedure matter?
Is whether you should not allow them to make a statement, and we ask them these questions that we are now asking you, because this matter came as a way of communication. We don't want to be asking the speaker, we want to be asking those people.
First of all, the members you're talking about are not members of parliament, and we cannot discuss about people who are not in this house. You're even disturbing the dead because somebody died. One of them died. Honorable...
Speaker, if you would give me.
Honorable Akik.
Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, the issue of security affects all of us. And by now, the Minister of Security and the Minister of Defense should have updated the country by now what is happening. We are only seeing in the press. I want to request here, Right Honorable Speaker, that you give the Minister of Security an ultimatum to report to this Parliament, to brief this Parliament on what is going on, because the issues of security is paramount. Number two, Madam Speaker, I'm going to raise this with a heavy heart. Sometimes I also get a little bit uncomfortable. Whenever politics heats up in the country is when the government comes with the issues of the bombs being planted everywhere. I want to say this.
Honorable Jonathan Ebwalu, you want to say it is government, it is politics? Sit. Sit. Jonathan, let's not promote this kind of politics in the House. Terrorists are terrorists. There was a bomb blast at the gate here. The majority of members in this House are NRM. There was a bomb blast at the gate. Would you imagine that, would you think that government would target its own members?
Madam Speaker, I did not raise this because I'm opposition or because I'm NRM.
First, withdraw it. Withdraw that statement.
In the interest of peace in Parliament, I withdraw.
No.
Yes.
I want it unconditional. Withdraw it.
I withdraw, Right Honorable Speaker.
Okay, sit.
Madam Speaker, I really want to appreciate that your communication is always head-on on current matters that affect the country. As a member of parliament from Busia border, security is key. Madam Speaker, I therefore have a request that the Minister of Defense and Internal Affairs should do more deployment of police officers. Because as I talk now, Busia, many routes have no officers. We have complained many times and requested with no answer.
Government,
and at the same time, I request the Minister
you need a deployment.
I request the Minister of Electricity, in charge of electricity, who is here, that
Busia
Busia has a lot of load shedding and it is a porous border, and darkness is a cause of insecurity, which is a very big problem. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Dr. Bed, you have a procedural issue. The guidelines on what people would follow, especially on congested places like churches, markets, shopping malls, bus parks. Yes, okay.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. The bedrock of our country is through peace and security. It determines the development and all activities that develop a nation. So it is proper to know that the saboteurs of this country, they will target to make this country insecure, such that we don't have peace and then our economy can collapse. So this is not a small matter, because the rate at which these terrorists are being identified is alarming. And Right Honorable Speaker, we benefit a lot from tourism. When we had COVID, we lost a lot of income as a country. Now, when we keep talking about bombs in Kampala, not going to public places, we are now scaring away tourists, and this is going to hurt our economy, which is already being affected by the inflation and rise of fuel prices. So I think we need to be conscious about this matter and not create serious alarms, such that we are able to maintain. Otherwise, when the press goes everywhere talking about how insecure Kampala is, and you can't go to public places, at the end of the day, our businesses are going to collapse, and it will be our economy to be hurt. Right Honorable Speaker, I wanted to raise this matter because it is extremely sensitive for our economy.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. I just want to react to your communication on security. By its very definition, security is a state of being free from danger and threat. And when we heard of the threats and the security within big gatherings in this city, I think everyone stood quite alert and felt what it is. Of course, when you know that someone is intention to cause some injury, pain onto the other, it definitely makes you think that it can lead to loss of lives. I just wanted to react by echoing that this type of security threats are the type of security threats that are normally raised in some parts of this country, or maybe very far from Kampala. I just want to implore every Ugandan that these bomb threats are just like any other security threats. Even if they are mentioned in Kasese, in Nebi, or other parts of the country, they should be treated with such utmost attention. So mine is, whether it is a bomb threat or whatever threat, as long as it's a threat to the life of an individual, it should be treated quite seriously, the way the attention has been given to this particular one. Thank you.
When you look at our constitution, the national objectives and directive principles of the state policy, this is on national unity and stability. All organs of the state and the people of Uganda shall work towards the promotion of the national unity, peace, and stability. So it is our responsibility as all of us Ugandans to ensure that we work towards that peace and the unity in the country. Yes, Maurice?
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, your commitment and making sure Ugandans are safe. Right Honorable, in Kampala, they are lucky that communication is easy. And nearly security and the police and the army officers are just the next door. You will either be near a police officer or an army officer. Right Honorable, the areas will represent our country because nobody knows the intentions of these people. These people could know that there is tight security in Kampala and they migrate to Bugabula. And all of a sudden, tomorrow you hear a different story. Nobody knows where they are and nobody knows their movement. So, Right Honorable, the challenge is these police officers that we have in our area, Right Honorable, they are not facilitated. I have a police post, Right Honorable, but the OC doesn't have a motorcycle. There is nothing. She's one. The next police post is around 15 kilometers. There are no police officers. There is nothing. Right Honorable, through your office, can we have, since we have this scare, can we have really police come to the rescue of these people, give motorcycles, put fuel? You find somebody there, he or she doesn't know what to do next. Can we facilitate these people and see how best they can rescue? Because the following day, Right Honorable, these people could move from Lubaga, and you will hear they are in Kamuli, in Bugabula South, and I will come here and begin crying. Before I cry, Right Honorable, let the officers get facilitated and see how best we can move.
He has finished.
Right Honorable Speaker, I want to react on your communication on security. You are spot on, Right Honorable Speaker. Indeed, Ugandans are scared. But I want to thank the security like you did for the alerts and being spot on those areas, the hot spots I would say. Right Honorable Speaker, most of the speakers have given an impression that the scare is only in Kampala. I would like to report that even in Kasese, as I speak, the border market of Mbondwe has been relocated today because it is a Tuesday and a Friday market. As we speak, security has taken precaution to relocate it because there is a bomb scare in the market. So I would like to appeal to security organs and government to widen the net. Terrorists may not only be in Kampala, but they could be in those areas that we least suspect they could be attacking. I thank you.
Speaker. Honorable Speaker, when I received the order paper, I ordinarily was expecting the Defense or Internal Affairs to have asked for space from the Speaker to debrief the nation. Where I stay, that side of Kampala was literally paralyzed yesterday. And you'd expect that Defense and Internal Affairs would be sensitive to even move ahead of the Speaker and ask for space. When I didn't see it, I was like, probably the Speaker will invoke her powers to afford them space to come and make a statement on such a very serious national matter. And when I heard the Speaker taking matters in her hands when there was a no-show from Cabinet, it speaks partly to what we lost in the Honorable Ssemujju's cynical submission, probably. Of course, the cynicism in his submission spoke a lot to the fact that he doesn't believe security believes they owe the nation an explanation when matters of the nature happen. And Right Honourable Speaker, I think it's a very serious indictment for people managing our security to imagine that Parliament does not deserve the voice of the people, do not deserve to know what's going on and ask particular legitimate questions. It's their handling, it's whether they are gathering intelligence or just running around and probably preparing budgets, Right Honourable Speaker. So we demand that the Minister in charge of security appears here and explains before Parliament really adjourns. Why should we tell our voters when we leave this place? That somewhere, somehow, the Speaker is just demanding and you people do not care? And you had a cabinet meeting and you never thought that somebody should come and brief Parliament on this subject, and you have a Prime Minister here? The Speaker must go out of her way to raise this matter for you. We are not refused. You are the executive. We are Parliament. Are you sleeping on duty? The Speaker must remind you that you owe the nation a very clear, unequivocal explanation. Without it, the Honorable Ssemujju has every reason to draw from a history and the history of conduct of elements within our security to make inferences, even when some of these inferences could be far-fetched. Honorable Speaker, I feel the front bench is sleeping on duty, and I want to invite your prerogative to demand of them to brief Parliament before the House and the Judge Honorable Speaker, because it's very serious. What have they come to do? Beyond securing the nation, why are you here? To tell us what? So, Right Honourable Speaker, that my friend the Minister for Children has come to brief us about children. That my friend of trade is here for very serious trade. Trading in what? So, Right Honourable Speaker, I believe they are cheating us and they are taking the House for granted. I thank you.
Honorable members, yes, Prime Minister.
Right Honorable Speaker, I want to assure this House, Right Honorable Speaker, that the executive is not sleeping on the job. If it was doing so, you wouldn't have known what is happening in the countryside. Because it is because of the work that executive is doing and security is doing, is that you were informed of what was happening and what has been done, and that's how you came to pick that information.
Order.
Right Honorable Speaker,
Order, Madam Speaker.
On matters concerning security,
Order, Madam Speaker.
it is supposed to be His Excellency
Order,
the President
Madam Speaker.
of the Republic of Uganda
Order, Madam Speaker.
to come up to guarantee the Minister of Security to come and brief and give.
Honorable Macho, when you're smuggling in the microphone, you don't switch on the microphone and say order. And because you switched it on, I will not allow you to speak. So can we have the Minister finish?
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. So, Right Honorable Speaker, like I was saying, it is His Excellency the President of the Republic of Uganda, the fountain of honor, to guarantee the Minister of Security to come and make a statement on issues concerning security.
Honorable.
And I understand he is aware the Cabinet was briefed.
You listen, wait, let the Prime Minister.
Cabinet was briefed, and I know a lot is being done around the country to come and brief this House about the security matters. And the last, Right Honorable, security issues, most of them are not supposed to be public. Like my colleagues, honorable colleagues, are talking here in the House, telling them how many security officers you have at a certain point. You are alerting the people how vulnerable you are. That this, when you come here, you can make your target. So I think since there are security issues, we need to be just vigilant and don't expose our weak points. Thank you.
Honorable members, what we are hearing out there about the bombs, whatever is happening is like we are just speculating. Let's not just get up and defend what is not defendable. It is a good thing for you to come and tell this House, on such and such a day, this and this happened, and this is what the plans we have as government. Don't tell us your plans, but tell us we have plans to sort out this. We don't need too much from you, but you need to guide this house, and by extension, you're guiding the nation. You're telling the nation what is outside there. We don't want to know how you handle the bombs or whichever, but tell us what is happening. It is only in this house that the world, the nation will be able to know what is happening in the country. I don't believe in that. And we will not continue listening to Enanga alone. Because for me, I heard from Enanga. From Afande Enanga is where we heard from. Let the minister come and give this house a report and tell us how we should live. If the minister tells us that you should be able to leave Parliament by 6, we don't want you here, we will do that. We need to be guided as a country. Next item.
Item 3, statements by ministers on 3.1, the pump prices of fuel.
Honorable members, last week I highlighted a spike in the fuel prices and its attendant effects on the prices of other commodities. And when you look at what is happening now, the cost of all commodities have gone high, the cost of living, yes.
Madam Speaker, you raised the pertinent matter to the Prime Minister, but you did not give a time frame.
No, I need a report tomorrow.
Most obliged.
I need a report. I said Thursdays for members. Let's have a report tomorrow on the issues of security. So, Honorable Minister, pursuant to Rule 52, I invite you to come and give this House your report, and by extension, you're giving the report to the country on the immediate, mid-term, and long-term measures that you're putting to ensure that we have fuel prices managed. Report?
I'd actually submitted officially.
Yes.
Right, Honorable.
Madam Speaker, the loans that we process in this Parliament, the President at one time said he must clear them. That's why when the committee presented a report on the loans for the infrastructure, the committee said we need a letter from the President. The Prime Minister has said just a while ago that the Minister of Defense or Security or whoever to come here and make a statement, he needs a clearance and a letter from the President. Can we now know if this minister who is about to present a statement and all the others that will follow, all have been cleared and they have letters from the President to come and speak to Parliament?
Honorable Minister.